went we out into this wilderness to find. Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God. Let us pray.
You've cursed this family.
Who's there? Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant thou shalt be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee.
Receive the word.
Hi, this is Sam.
This is Becca.
We're getting ready to watch The Witch.
The VV Itch.
This came out in 2015. And I have both wanted to see this movie and not wanted to see this movie.
Yes.
Because every time a genre movie is different and people like it, Becca and I watch it and we hate it. Babadook.
Horrible.
It Follows.
Dreadful.
About the two that people liked. Scream.
The Gallows.
The Gallows. Lights Off.
Lights On. Bad.
Lights On. Lights On. Lights Off. I didn't like either one of them.
Mm-mm.
This trailer looks horrible.
Yep.
For whatever it is. I don't like modern horror movies.
Nope.
But I've heard a lot of people whose opinion I respect really like this movie.
They did.
Yeah. Like to a ridiculous level.
But
This movie is also endorsed by the Church of Satan.
I'm sure it is.
And the language which is speaking is Enochian Keys, which is how John Dee spoke to angels. And it's a lot of Aleister Crowley used it in his magic. So it's based on real writings from witch trials.
Yeah.
And the director, who is not a genre director, but he said he had to make a movie that was really personal.
Mm-hmm.
He was always afraid of witches as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he came up with this.
Oh.
So he said most of the animals are not well trained in the movie.
Not trained?
They just try to get what they could out of them. But Black Phillip, who is the main animal, he's the goat.
Yeah.
There was more scenes with him in it, but he was really untrainable, so they got what they could out of him.
Yeah.
They're showing a trailer for Tusk right now, which is a movie I never ever want to see. It's Kevin Smith's horror movie where Drew Barrymore's ex-husband gets turned into a walrus.
Why would you get turned into a walrus?
This guy has a fetish for turning people into walruses.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you.
People are just letting Kevin Smith make movies for the rest of his life. Like,
I
he's
know.
not getting to stop making movies. He's going to keep making movies and keep making movies. He made Red State. He made this.
I've never heard of some of these.
He's getting ready to make another Clerks. Clerks 4.
7.
Clerks 4. He's probably make another Mallrats. He's going to keep preying on that nostalgia again and again.
I want the 90s to stay around too, but no such luck.
Yeah, he's not really I'm not really excited about it. I'm not excited. What's his name? The kid from The Sixth Sense is in this.
Was he?
Yeah.
Only is chubby.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is, he slowly transforms him into a walrus.
I just don't get it.
I don't ever want to see it. People are like, it is so good.
Did he cut his legs off?
Yeah, he cuts like all his body parts off and turns him into a walrus. See, there was a kid from Sixth Sense right there.
Oh, he's so chubby.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, nothing in this trailer makes me want... It looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yes.
Yeah, it just looks... It looks bad.
Nope.
And I know someone's going to tell me they loved it. There's going to be someone... Well, no, you know what? I want comments. I want someone to get on and be like, you know what? Tusk is a really good movie, and you should totally check it out. Justin Long's great in it.
That's not what they're going to say.
Johnny Depp's in that movie, too. It's another one of those movies he's slung.
Johnny Depp?
He's in it for like 2 minutes.
What is he?
Yeah, he's always in... He's friends with Kevin Smith now or something.
Oh.
Yeah. He and Amber Heard are broken up, finally.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce is final. She donated all her money to charity.
Good for her.
I don't know about that whole thing. I guess this is Machina, that movie with the naked robot. Is that what this is? Ex Machina. Makama.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's Sunday.
We don't spell on Sundays.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what this is.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I saw the preview for this before.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about this too, and I haven't wanted to see it either.
That's her boob. No.
He's like, you should check out this silicone boob.
Mm-hmm.
You should check out this robot girl.
Yeah.
You should check out... You should check out this pizza that Angela's not getting to eat.
He's trying to eat.
He's going to end up like the last podcast with food all over him, screaming, making a mess. Because that's how he do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. We're getting ready to watch The Witch. I didn't read too much about it purposely. I want to be surprised and delighted by The Witch.
We will be.
That's my goal. And maybe I'll watch this then. This really doesn't feel like something I'm super into.
Me either.
Alright, we're going to watch The Witch, and hopefully we like it. If you really like it, you're going to hope we like it. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. If you didn't like it, then maybe you hope we don't like it. Who knows what you think. We'll come back. We're going to eat some pizza. We're going to watch this movie.
Mr. Projectionist, stop the show. Here's great news you ought to know. We've just got a shipment of taste-thrilled treats, all tip-top quality and delicious eats. There are hot dogs and popcorn and candy galore. There's soft drinks and coffee and a whole lot more. So direct your steps to our refreshment stand to enjoy the finest snacks in all the land.
Alright, we just finished watching The Witch. What did you think?
I don't know. All I know is I love Black Phillip.
You love Black Phillip?
Yes. And if he talked to me, I would go with him.
What dost thou desire? That's what Angela would say.
This is Black Teeter.
Would you like the taste of coffee in
Yes.
your mouth?
Yes.
Would you like to smoke cigarettes?
Yes. Go shopping.
Would you like to shop all the time?
Yes.
The book is before you.
That's what I do now. Maybe Black Phillip already got to me.
Maybe he did.
Bah, 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 bah. Black Phillip, safe, you are wicked.
Does he really speak to thee?
Black Phillip, Black has lost his head. Black Phillip, tonight the queen is wed. Black Phillip, Black Phillip.
What did you think?
I really liked it.
Yes and no?
No, I really liked it, but it wasn't a horror movie.
No.
It was in the same way that El Topo isn't a Western.
Right.
And like Valerie in a Week of Wonders is not a vampire movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of... I'm going to get real pretentious here.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Valerie and Her Weekend Wonders because that's a movie about a girl discovering her sexuality and becoming a woman in her first period. And there was a lot of that in this.
Yeah.
Where to all... Outside of the one little boy who... But anyone that was over puberty, the girl was a sexual object.
Yeah.
And the mother, numerous times, like, they didn't come out and say it, but the mother...
Was
jealous and sought to keep the father away from her. Even when the father was lying to protect himself, it would implicate further that it seemed like he wanted the daughter. Mm-hmm. The brother obviously wanted the daughter, like, always looked at her breasts. Like, he was awake. When she was awake, he was awake before her, he would just stare at her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's some part of the movie that is very the woman's power and her sexuality being stronger. It's kind of like the One Ghost album, that the enemy of the church is a woman's sexuality. So
they all talked about, even back in the witch trials, the only reason a lot of them were persecuted is because they were too sexy almost.
Yeah.
You know, it was used against them. Like, if they were too wanted, they must be evil.
This is one of the director's first movies, too, and you would not guess that.
No.
It was very...
From a learned man.
Well, no, and what was amazing was where most modern horror is all jump, quick shots, and things moving too quick.
This almost teased you with that, but then didn't do it, which was almost even worse because you were waiting for
There was so much waiting for the movie, for things to happen, in a good way. It's an hour and a half. It seems a lot longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's very tense. There's everybody in it was very good. The boy scene when he was screaming all the stuff out was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I love Black Phillip.
I want a goat.
Not that one.
Maybe a white one.
Also,
I'll get White Bill. Who knows?
The black-faced spoiler warnings. The devil at the end, very close to Valerie's Weekend Wonders of the vampire, and then also very close to. It reminded me a lot of Mask of the Red Death when at the end when all the different deaths come and talk to him, and how they speak. It reminded me a lot of that. It was. I don't think many modern horror people would like this.
No.
It seems very. This movie is very much a 70s art house movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And not to be completely geeky, but I will.
Yeah.
The
Lean back, that's right.
the lighting, especially the use of natural light in the movie, amazing. I would like to read from the lighting guys to learn how they did some of the stuff, because there's not most modern movies have a lot of. I also want to know what kind of lenses they shot it on, because it doesn't feel. It didn't feel like technology got in the way of the movie, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I like that. There was a good story told that you can interpret however you want.
Yeah.
I don't think she was a witch all along. I think very much like... This is why I think the Church of Satan likes the movie so much. It is the incredibly religious people that push her on the path to being evil.
Yeah.
Instead of protecting her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. It's very, that's why it feels very like End of Rosemary's Baby.
Like I said before, with the original witches, they used anything that scared them. It was evil, automatically evil.
Yeah.
No matter what, or anything that was different.
Yeah.
Or couldn't be explained right away, it was evil.
Yeah. I was so excited when Black Phillip talked. That was the best part.
I know, I didn't think he was going to talk.
Yeah.
Dost thou understand my English tongue? Answer me.
What dost thou want?
What canst thou give?
Wouldst thou like the taste of butter? A pretty dress? Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yes. What will you from me?
Dost thou see a book before thee? Remove thy shift.
I cannot write my name.
I will guide thy hand.
I liked it.
I'm getting a Black Phillip tattoo, I think.
Are you? Can we
Yeah.
make you a Hello Kitty Black Phillip?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You can put her in like a Black Phillip costume with her
Yeah.
little face cut out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, yes, Black Phillip.
Yeah. I really think I'd like to see what this guy does next.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do another horror movie next.
I don't
or a
think
horror
he'll
film.
do anything as good as this.
That was a really good first shot.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't bored at all.
No, that's the thing, and as for slow
And
as it
most
moves.
movies nowadays bore the shit out of me.
Well, that's the thing is like, I don't want to compare it to any other movies.
Yeah.
Pacing wise, like House of the Devil has similar pacing, but
Yeah.
it has way more jump scares, and it's more of a traditional horror movie. It follows a traditional horror structure, and it's also super indebted to grindhousey or more genre heavy movies. This again feels very more art film and more art influenced. I'm going to read up on this guy. I want to see what his story is. I can imagine if this movie came out earlier that
I'm glad I didn't see this in the theater.
what
I liked it better watching it at home.
it was good to watch at home. I think Catholic groups would probably hate this movie.
Yeah.
I think it would have gotten a bad record from the. They pitched. This film was based on the director's obsession with witches. He pitched films were too weird and obscure, so he realized he had to make a conventional film.
Yeah.
So they worked with several English and American museums, as well as consulting a lot of people that actually that knew about farms back then.
Yeah.
They had to settle and they had to shoot it in Canada. So they shot it in Kiosk, Ontario, an extremely remote place to get the way that looks. There's also some outtakes that are on the DVD. Yeah. It got really... They compared it to The Omen, Exorcist, and Rosemary's Baby. It's a different kind of movie. They said that... one review said this movie got under my skin because it does not have the moment-to-moment, audience-pleasing shocks that have become accustomed to movies such as Sinister, The Purge, or Paranormal Activity. It's a huge mistake to market this as a terrifying horror movie, not because it doesn't fit into the genre, because of the expectations. The less you know about the movie, the better your experience would be. Everyone who saw it opening probably walked in with too much knowledge and hype to get as much out of it. Mm-hmm. Stephen King said, it scared the hell out of me. It's a real movie, tense and thought-provoking, as well as visceral. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's a lot of religious views. The Satanic Temple said that the producers, A24, approached the temple, say they believe the film would be of interest. They didn't ask for an endorsement. They did endorse the film and did a small tour for the film. They felt that it would signal a call to arms for an uprising against the tyrannical vestiges of bigoted superstitions. Sure. They even started a website with the book on it. This is really based on a lot of Calvinism and the way colonial America looked at Christianity.
That's what I feel.
Yeah. So, so I would give this movie an A-. It's hard for me to give a perfect grade to anything, but I thought it was.
Give it the same.
I would think it's definitely worth seeing something else. The next movie that the director is doing is a remake of Nosferatu. Yeah. We'll see how that...
Good.
Could be good. This movie, amazingly, cost $1 million to make.
Really?
Which is really cheap. It made $30 million back on it.
Good.
It's definitely... The other thing I really liked about it is, especially with the type design and the look of everything, they definitely had... I don't ever feel like a lot of like lights out or lights off, whatever that was, or the galas or any of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they have any pretenses toward being more than they are, which I always got the feeling like John Carpenter's movies did. They have like a unified art style and a visual palette, and those movies are just like movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I think The Conjuring definitely has an art direction style, and that's why I liked especially the first one so much.
For as popular.
I think the first one, especially the room full
know?
of stuff and the look of things and stuff like it definitely tries. I think Insidious somewhat the first one did. I think Sinister definitely did.
Mm-hmm.
But most of these movies don't. And again, it's like John Carpenter always argued against that scare where you set up a big scare and then it's a joke and it's not a scare, and then you let the pressure off. And I think that's what I liked about this movie so much is that the pressure valve really did stay on
The whole time.
the whole way. And even after, there were multiple resolutions.
Yeah.
And the pressure kept up. So I really liked that. So I would recommend anybody listening to this see it.
Mm-hmm.
See what you think. Comment on it. And then maybe get back to us. I think Rob Zombie should watch this movie. Because I really think this is what...
I think this is what Lords of Salem should have been.
Well, I think this is what he wanted it to be. In his head, this is what Lords of Salem is. But it's not. They're both...
But there was
if
no
you think,
dancing wieners or octopus babies.
Well, if you think about it...
Because that has nothing to do with witches, Rob Zombie.
If you think about it, they both come from a very similar place. Different settings.
Mm-hmm.
But very much like witchcraft taking over an unwilling participant who gives in at the end. And they have pretenses towards being art films.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's a solid F.
Yeah.
This movie's a solid A-.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
Sherry Moon Zombie.
I was going to say. You know what's sad is I really think, from my limited interactions with Rob Zombie, and this is not me being a fan, this is me saying we're very similar mindsets about things. I think we'd be really good friends. And then, my worry is, because everything's on the internet, is that someday he and I, this is a kind of fantasy thought process, we become friends.
Yeah.
He's like, I should listen to your guys' podcast. No, you really shouldn't listen to it. Because we talk a lot of shit on your wife and say that she's horrible. So, we're going to go see, well, probably the way this works out.
Do you know that Black Phillip's voice was voiced by a male model from Toronto? His name is Daniel Wahab Chandri. Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll probably end up airing the 31, because we'll probably do that Friday. We'll probably just put it out an extra one. So this is where time gets weird.
Yeah.
People will listen to 31 before this.
Yeah.
But this is recorded before that.
That's the voice of Black Phillip.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
He's good looking.
Yeah. Was he also the? Was he also the?
I think he was the guy too.
Yeah, when he was walking around her.
Yeah.
Would thou like some pumpkin beer?
Yes.
Would thou like the taste of pumpkin beer?
We would love
in
it.
your mouth? What are you drinking? You're drinking pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Elysian Night Owl, because guess what? It's time for pumpkin beers.
It's August.
Pumpkin beers are
But
back.
it's time for pumpkin beers. Yeah.
The Market District, packed, full of every kind of pumpkin beer you can think of. Yeah. Surprised there isn't a Coors Light pumpkin. That's when it's over.
The dad who you liked, he's in all the Harry Potter movies.
Ah.
And he is Chris Finch in the BBC version of The Office.
Yes.
Yes, and then the one who played the mother, Kate Dickie, she does Red Road, you said? Weren't you talking about that?
No.
But she does TV. She's a Scottish actress.
Oh.
And she has been in really nothing that we've seen. She's a lot of independent movies.
I'm glad I see this.
She's been on Game of Thrones for 5 episodes.
I'm glad when I watched this, I didn't spoil it and learn about
She's
what it
in
was about.
Prometheus. She's
Oh,
like
yeah, I saw her in Prometheus, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my least favorite movies ever.
I never saw it.
I walked out of the theater just so mad.
Yeah.
Just like, and I'm so glad the extra scene of Jesus being an alien wasn't in it, because I would have hated it even more. Not because of blasphemy or anything, but just because bad movie. There hasn't been a good alien movie since the second one.
Yeah.
And they should just give up.
The one who played the boy,
Mm-hmm.
not the little boy, but the brother. He's from He was born in Mexico.
Oh. He was very good. They just took him in the woods and they're like, look, we're going to scare the shit out of you for a couple days.
And then the one who played the girl of the twins. This is her first movie. And she's pretty good for her first movie.
I thought she did great. I thought everybody did really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited that we watched this movie.
Yeah.
Finally, we've had it for a while. We got it, a family video. And if you're... Now, we buy a lot of DVDs. Maybe you haven't guessed this from this. Here's the Sam and Becca tip. If you have a family video in your neighborhood, go to Family Video. One, rent movies, keep them in business, because there aren't many video stores left.
Exactly.
But after a month or two, they sell their old videos. You can get... We got The Witch for, what, $6?
$2.
$2?
I think so. Yeah.
You can get most of their movies from $3 till $9 for the majority of new releases a couple weeks after they're out. And then, if you wait longer, they have $1 and $2 sales. You can really, really build up your inventory. But we're not getting paid for this. We're just happy that we have 2 family videos within driving distance of us.
Exactly.
And we rented The Boss there this week. A horrible movie. Well, red boxes are always...
Didn't even finish it.
Red boxes are always going to stay in business because they're easy to run and they're small. You don't need people outside of maybe a tech coming and checking on them every once in a while. Netflix, Hulu, all these streaming services are going to stay in business. But to have an honest-to-goodness video store, if you have one in your neighborhood, I would encourage you to go there at least once or twice a week. Get other people to go. Rent, buy movies. Do everything you can to keep them in business. Because in Pittsburgh, I would say those 2 family videos, there may be 1 or 2 other stores, but probably not, that still rent. There was that Dreaming Ant by your old place, and they went out of business.
They rented? I thought you just could buy them.
No, they rented.
Oh.
But we have a lot of movies, and we still rent, and we still buy. In fact, we went and bought like 15 more movies today.
Something wrong.
Well, I think eventually we'll get all the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what happens is, like, look, we have Hangover 1 and 3. We should probably get Hangover 2.
Yeah.
And
you can't have...
You can't. So. But, yeah, if you go to Walmart or Target or those places that sell DVDs, you're going to spend $20 on The Witch, which it's worth it. But you could also keep one of these video stores in business by buying it there. Or you could go to Best Buy, where this was $29. We looked at DVDs at Best Buy today. And if you're wondering why Best Buy's going out of business, because their DVDs are all $30. Though we did...
They don't cost that much to make.
No. That's what I don't... Here's what I don't understand about the world, baby. When I was a kid, video games were $39 to $49. They were in a cartridge, and you had to burn EEPROMs, which there weren't a lot of EEPROMs. Those are the cards that the old video games, Ataris and Nintendos were on.
Yeah.
And those cost... I can see the cost of those. Like, Nintendo for a while had trouble making games because they started running out of cards. There was a big demand for them. Okay? Then they switched to the video content on DVD, right? Putting games onto disc.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, the price is going to come down now because making a disc is cheaper. No, the price went up. Now most games are digitally downloaded. So there's no box art. There's no instructions. There's not really no shelf space. No. You have to go online to another site and get the directions. So that's how it happens now. And they're still $59. Like, we've accepted that that's the price of a movie, a game. So
It's too expensive.
and I think that's the thing now is like people will just buy movies. I'm so glad we didn't buy like again another movie that everybody talked about being this great horror movie and the face of modern horror was Goodnight Mommy.
It was horrible. It's not even a horror movie.
I didn't make it that far into that movie.
I watched most of it.
It was not good. It was like if it's kind of creepy and there's a couple crazy camera angles, people are going to lose their crap. Kind of like The Babadook.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that movie.
It was the worst.
It Follows. Don't like it either.
Mm-hmm.
The Visitor was okay. But it's not, you know. Anyways, that was another episode of BNS About Movies. We just watched The Witch. If you have a comment, leave it on our Facebook page. Or where you saw this on Facebook, I should say. Leave it on our YouTube link that if you listen to on YouTube. If you're listening on Podomatic, you can leave a comment right on Podomatic. If you're listening to it on iTunes or in any of these things and you just want to chat, it's bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd love to talk to you about movies. Maybe you might want to be on a podcast. Maybe you have a suggestion for a movie. Maybe you thought Sam's kind of full of crap.
No.
Maybe you think Becca is the best. You're right. Write to us and tell us. I'm Sam.
And I'm Becca.
And
We'll see you at the movies.